The vast lands of Birch Narrows Dene Nation offer up more than just beauty. For hundreds of years, they have fed, sustained, and supplied the needs of the people who live here. But climate change and the devastating legacy of residential school systems on the community has changed the way people live and access food. Today, most get their food in the one store in town. What's on the shelves is at least twice as expensive as stores in the South. And that's not the only problem.
Imagine you're the last community. If you were to go house to house to house and you gave every house a chance to pick what they wanted, and you're the last house on the block, what kind of freshness do you think you're going to get? That's exactly what we deal with here.
Seeing what was going on in her community, Rebecca Sylvestre started digging around for solutions by going back to the land.
A lot of our ancestors in Clear Lake, they had potato gardens, they had gardens flourishing. And then we moved over here, there's lots of rocks. But the pandemic happened and we started noticing that, well, we got to grow this ourselves. We started buying the tools, the hoses, the seeds, and okay, let's try this, see if anybody wants to garden. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful to see elders are gardening, children are gardening, where the daycare is gardening.
That's because it's taken a lot of hard work to get to this point. What started in one backyard has now spread to 63 gardens here. And this larger garden belongs to the entire community.
Do you start setting up on the 30th on front?
It's also the fruit of a 6-year relationship with First Peoples Voices Ambassador Bev Hadland, whose job it is to find, equip, and empower Indigenous changemakers like Rebecca.
I believe I found her on Facebook. She was helping out another community. And I asked her, why not us? Like, can you come and see us? And she said, well, I got to be invited. And I said, well, I'll invite you. And then she said, okay, well, I'm coming. And I'll never forget when she came down.
Through Crossroads Cares, thousands of packets of non-GMO seeds were sent, and it's up to the community members to plant and tend them.
Food security needs to become a movement amongst the Indigenous people. And all we can do is we find the ones that have the vision and the work and they want to do it. They're ready.
I'm Elizabeth Moberly. I'm 78 years old, and this is my garden.
As an elder, Moberly tends to her plot of land every day. She's especially proud of her potatoes. She's also cultivating a new community with other elders at the center, where the work of her hands creates beautiful clothing, moccasins, and blankets.
Well, it's nice to go to the kitchen and the elders, we gather all together and one does something, and then we have to teach each another. If that guy person don't know what to do, we're going to help him.
Sylvestre's vision goes beyond gardens. She started a community kitchen where people could gather and share wisdom and resources.
Those long onions at the store, what are they called? They're onions, but
yeah, I know.
They're ready to be cut out back here, you know that?
And ply their many traditional crafts, something they're also passing down to the next generation.
These elders taught me lots. They taught me really lots. Even sitting with the elders, they just make you laugh. I love hanging around with the elders, I love sitting with the elders. They just teach you everything.
And Stephanie Moberly is teaching them some new things too, like how to cook the food they grow. She also offers baking classes for kids. As a single mom, the kitchen, she says, is a lifeline for her too.
Having our garden here now, it'll be a little ease on some people, especially the single moms, single parents. It'll be a little ease on them. They can just come here and say if they need a couple of potatoes, they can pull them out and go home and cook. If they need onions, they can go there and pull out an onion and go home and cook. It's cheaper on them to have this garden than to actually go to the store to buy the produce there.
And it's not just the vegetables that are growing. This center is helping families stay together. It's also planted seeds of faith in the community.
Just thank Rebecca, and I just pray that you give her strength. She's got so much on her plate right now. Get everything out to the people.
What I'm seeing is it's the Indigenous reaching out to the Indigenous, and there's hope. And for many of them, there has never been hope. They've always afraid they're going to lose the good thing that comes into their life. Oh, it's here for a short season, and then it'll be gone.
Rebecca says there's so much more to do.
I hate to keep this treasure just for ourselves. I want to share it out there. Keep it coming because we don't want to stop. We love everything that you guys do to help us.
Changing the landscape and lives of Canada's First Peoples.